Stay tuned to this video if you want to know what happened in the Super Rugby final. Welcome back to Skinnybru Rugby, guys. So Super Rugby is officially over and the Crusaders beat the Jaguares 19-3. On SuperRugby, it is fitting that a Kiwi won this round. Legendary, well done to you. But the final leaderboard is me, Benas3 and then Venom. I'm hoping to see more Argentinian faces in the Rugby Championship SuperRugby. You can find the links down below. I already created those links and I would like to see some familiar faces over there as well. Let's get into the recap. The Jaguares led all facets of play, including the possession, territory, and they had to make less tackles, but they did just not get one thing right. They just could not get that scoreboard ticking over. As I said on Facebook, if you want to check out my Facebook page as well, it is in the link below. The possession in the game, Crusaders 46% and the Jaguares 54%. Territory 43% for the Crusaders and 57% for the Jaguares. That was for both halves. It wasn't just a one half contest that made that percentages. Both halves, the Jaguares dominated play. They just could not score. They had a lot of close opportunities though. The Crusaders were their clinical selves as always, scoring at every opportunity they got. They had one try, one conversion and 4 penalties in that game versus only the 1 penalty from the Jaguares. The Crusaders beat 13 defenders in that game where the Jaguares beat 18 defenders. The Crusaders had to make 117 tackles and missed also 17 tackles in that game. But even though they made quite a lot of missed tackles, they made the important tackles like just in front of their line. The whole game was very competitive for both teams. From the start of the game, the Crusaders had to make a lot of tackles. Both sides struggled to run with the ball, though the ball was a bit wet, so the ball had they made a lot of handling errors. The scrums were tight in the first half, but mostly the Jaguares won the scrum battle in the first half, putting the Crusaders scrum under a lot of pressure, especially on Moody's side. But the Jaguares gave away a couple of penalties, which the Crusaders always scored from. The Jaguares also turned down a couple of penalties that they could have went for goal and they opted to go to the line out. Look, the line out was great throughout the game, but you should not do that in a final. In a final you take every opportunity for points that you can. Havili, he had a couple of try saving moments in the game, tackling Moroni just in front of the line. Moroni, look, he did well to get into that gap, but if he maybe just sold a inside-outside step a bit, then he would have been over the line because Havili would have had to tackle him a little bit lower. So yeah, he didn't do that well. He just basically ran straight in. But Moroni was one of the standout players in the game for the Jaguares. At line-out for the Crusaders, it was 50-50, and as I already said, the Jaguares did really well. I think they got all of their line-outs securely. I think they maybe missed one. The halftime score 10-3. In the second half, the Jaguares came out firing, but again they just could not capitalize. They also gave away a couple of penalties at scrum time, and it looked like the scrums were swinging in the other direction and the Crusaders were getting the upper hand, but they did manage to fix it quickly and not have a lot of problems further there. The Jaguares gave away 5 penalties in a row in the second half. I think it was in a period of about 15 minutes, and that's where the Crusaders just got a hold of the game, taking a lot of penalties at goals. Bonilla, he did not have the best game of his season. He's had a great season, but not in this game. He just kicked the ball into the Crusaders' hand, which is pretty pointless. If you want to kick, you have to kick into the gaps. And then he also gave a couple of bad passes, which was behind the players' backs or above their heads. When Miotti came on though, things went a little bit more smoothly. He gave a lot more dangerous kicks, but he did not play long enough to have an impact on the game. I think he played about 10 or 15 minutes. At the end, the Crusaders closed out the game really well, taking all their opportunities at goal. With all their finals experience, they know how to do that. Well done at the end to the Crusaders. They did really well. They deserve to win this title. If you look at their season, they were just the best all season long. But the Jaguares, they should keep their heads up. They had a great season. No other newcomer has done this well this soon. So I can't wait for the first weekend of the Rugby Championship, where the Argentinians go up against the New Zealanders over in Argentina. I think that will be a great one to watch. So Super Rugby is done. Remember, Rugby Championship is coming up. Join the SuperRugby, it is down below. I want to see some new faces over there. Like the Facebook page, and then I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.